I'm being set up. The video was a fake.
Sean claims this has been fabricated.
Trying to make this story true.
Let off some steam.
You sure you want to do this?
Tactical visor activated.
Hello. Thank you.
And we've upgraded her with a sonic shield.
It's impressive.
There is one more thing.
Jake from State Farm.
Here's the deal. With the Drive Safe and Save app, you'll save up to 30% for being a safe driver. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When their sensitive skin runs into messy stains, you can count on All Free Clear, the #1 doctor-recommended brand for sensitive skin. Tough on stains and 100% free of perfumes and dyes. Try All Free Clear, the #1 detergent brand for sensitive skin.
We believe in the power of real. Real can start a conversation and turn half a sandwich into a whole lot of love. Unlike pasteurized processed cheese food, Sargento slices are 100% real natural cheese.
Sargento. We're real cheese people.
These are just all my tricks that I do to get like the perfect shape. All you're gonna need is 1 tablespoon of baking soda and 8 teaspoons.
Or you could use Schick Hydro Soap with 5 curve sensing blades for the close shave we all deserve. Schick Hydro Soap.
First, prison walls stood in their way. Now their love will have to survive a pandemic.
We can't go anywhere. We're quarantined.
Get ready, because your favorite lockup couples are going into lockdown.
I might be pregnant again.
Life After Lockup. New season premieres this September on WeTV.
He's hiding behind a justification defense. Now listen, lawful use, physical force, killing and mercy. Always a good reason to be promoted. Mrs. Morrissey was mugged 2 hours before the beating. After 3 years of harassment, the jury's not going to start counting minutes. It's a clear case of premeditation. He walked in that alley with the rebar. He knew that Roland Kirk was violent. He was preparing for the worst. It's called self-preservation. It is also called vigilantism. Oh, I'm in for a chorus of amazing grace. I didn't know that he had time to cool off. An hour earlier, Kirk was fair game. I'm not saying that I'm comfortable prosecuting a man that, before the grace of God, could be me. If the Almighty looked away for half a second, you could also be Roland Kirk.
My wife and I were returning from a dinner. We saw Mrs. Morrissey get out of a cab. She had a shopping bag on her arm. Mr. Kirk pushed her, grabbed the bag, and ran away. I went to see if she was all right. And then Mr. Morrissey came out of his house.
And did Mr. Morrissey say anything to you?
He was furious. Understandably. Kirk had scratched her face. I told him his priority was getting his wife to the hospital. That's what he did. They got into a cab and I went home.
Did there come a time later that evening when you heard a disturbance in the alley?
Yes, I went outside. Frosty was there. Kirk was unconscious. His breathing was labored. He was in obvious cardiac distress, so I administered CPR.
And what time was this?
Around 12:30.
And what time did you see Mr. Kirk take Mrs. Morrissey's bag?
That had to be 10:30.
That's a full 2 hours earlier, correct?
That's right.
Thank you.
Yes, no, Doctor. After you administered CPR to Mr. Kirk, did you wait around for the paramedics to arrive?
No.
Did you do anything about the blood gushing from his head?
He was breathing when I left. There was...
But had the paramedics been delayed, he could have bled to death. Isn't that right?
It's possible.
True or false? 6 months ago, Mr. Kirk pushed your 11-year-old son in front of a moving car.
That's right.
Well, if it'd been my son, I sure as hell want the guy dead.
Objection.
Sustained.
Mr. Morrissey called again from the hospital. He wanted to know if Kirk was still in the alley. I told him yes.
Did you see Mr. Morrissey later that evening?
That was after midnight. I was closing out. I saw him get out of a cab and head towards the alley.
And what did you do?
This guy Kirk is dangerous. I didn't want anything to happen to Mr. Morrissey. I followed him into the alley.
And what happened next?
The guy deserved it. He wouldn't let us live our lives.
Miss Bronsky, please. Just tell us what happened.
Mr. Morrissey started hitting him.
Where?
On the legs.
Anywhere else?
And then the head.
With what? His fists?
No, the rebar.
And where did he get it?
They're fixing up a building next door. They have him lying around.
And he armed himself with that before he entered the alley, right?
Yeah, sure. Who wouldn't?
Thank you.
Did you see Mr. Kirk try to give a shopping bag back to Mr. Morrissey?
No.
Did you see Mr. Kirk attack Mr. Morrissey before he started swinging a rebar?
This bomb's for you. Someone get that payload.
Yes.
You have my thanks.
Sidebar, Your Honor.
Approach.
Thanks. You have my thanks.
This witness has sudden recall. He never told the police.
Are you saying you're supporting perjury?
I am saying that that witness is lying.
Credibility is left to the jury, counselor. If you want to discredit him, call another witness.
Then I'm amending my witness list. I want to call Mr. Kirk to the stand.
The man's certifiable. He's not competent.
Have him in my office, 9 a.m. Yes, Mr. Kirk becomes delusional, but typically the delusions are drug-induced.
He's been under medical care since the incident, Your Honor.
When he was high as a kite.
The issue is not whether he can stand trial, but whether he can bear witness. He was there. He saw what happened. He remembers, and he can communicate that to the jury.
With how much coaching, Ben?
He certainly won't perjure himself, that's what you mean.
Well, ignore that answer. Mr. Kirk, how old are you?
I'm 44 next January.
Do you remember where you were when you were beaten?
I was in the alley. I often sleep there.
I assume there won't be any trouble with the oath, Ben.
I'm a very religious man, Your Honor.
That's good enough for me.
I just want to show my kids that we can be comfortable.
Think Grandma needs some organizing in her room?
Introducing an all-new feel-good series
See if we can make some dreams come true.
that's rebuilding lives.
1, 2, 3.
One home at a time. Trash vs. Treasure, now streaming on UMC.tv.
Thank you.
Use code WeTV to start your free 30-day trial of the best of black film and television.
No more time to wait.
If your dry eye symptoms keep coming back, inflammation in your eye might be to blame.
Looks like a great day for achy, burning eyes.
Over-the-counter eye drops typically work by lubricating your eyes and may provide temporary relief.
Ha! These drops probably won't touch me.
Xiidra works differently, targeting inflammation that can cause dry eye disease.
What is that? Xiidra!
It can provide lasting relief. Xiidra is the only FDA-approved treatment specifically for the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease. 1 drop in each eye, twice a day. Don't use if you're allergic to Xiidra. Common side effects include eye irritation, discomfort, or blurred vision when applied to the eye, and unusual taste sensation. Don't touch container tip to your eye or any surface. After using Xiidra, wait 15 minutes before reinserting contacts.
Got any room in your eye?
Talk to an eye doctor about twice daily Xiidra.
I'd prefer you didn't.
Xiidra, not today, dry eye.
Okay, it was an accident.
He was tickling me and...
Stop it! Yeah.
Whoops! But Julie has Resolve Pet Expert. Its latest formula attacks odors at the source.
No odor, no stain, no nothing.
Whatever happens, no big deal. Resolve.
All Family Care has a dry touch formula that protects from mosquitoes, so you can focus on what means the most. All